Is Honkai Star Rail boring? This is the weirdest thing to ask, but let's talk about it. First up, it's a very subjective topic, so if you don't agree with my opinion here, then that's okay. Just let me know what you guys think in the comment below. However, it is one of the most frequently asked questions in the Star Rail community, at least that's what I think. The reason is typically that the second half of the patch is much quieter than the first half. After playing this game for over a year now, I noticed that the number of events was higher during the first half of the patch than during the second half. This is probably for good reason. The developer made these events more enticing by introducing them early in the first half of the patch so that more players participate. However, if the developer makes more events available during the first half of the patch than the second half, the biggest and the only biggest concern is that players will complete these events sooner than expected, and there won't be much to do during the second half. I'm not saying that there's nothing to do in the second half of the patch, but it will feel somewhat barren. Another problem is that not all events are enjoyable for everyone, which is a subjective matter. Most events are designed to encourage players to continue playing this game for as long as possible, but I don't think that's healthy in the long run. Once you play through the events and complete them, you are left with only the story to explore or build your character. If you're caught up to the main story and there are no events to play, then the only thing you can do in the game is build your characters and the team. There are also the endgame mode content, so at least that should keep you busy. However, depending on the time, effort, and even a little bit of luck, you'll probably clear reasonably easily, and I'm just coining that reasonably easily. Though not too quickly, but those endgame modes won't feel challenging enough to make them more enjoyable. I doubt it will come to that for most players, but the point I'm making is that if you play this game and do the same thing for another 40 days or so, without any interesting events in between, the game will become boring, definitely. The opposite can also be true. If a player cannot build their team well enough to complete the endgame mode, then that won't be fun either. If they have already completed the events and the main story at that point, then these modes will be a chore if they can be beaten so easily. However, I think majority of the Honkai Star Rail players don't have the most well-built team in the game, especially free-to-play players. As a result, most of them play casually, probably not caring enough to complete most endgame modes and obtain all rewards. They're probably gonna go for at least for 11 star or maybe even 10 star and Apocalyptic Shadow, Pure Fiction, or the Memory of Chaos. So that leads to events, and you may be asking, if this game is boring, how can we improve it? Well, the straightforward answer is to ask the developer to create more enjoyable events for the game. However, even with a team of 10 to 20 programmers, it will still take some time to make a fun event, and what's fun is subjective even for game developers. Another answer that most people or other content creators may not admit to is simply thinking differently how you play this game. Consider your goal in the game and focus on that, or try another game that's more enjoyable for you. It is completely fine to take a break from playing Honkai Star Rail and do something else. At the end of the day, it is your choice on how you want to spend your time. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think this Honkai Star Rail is boring now? Or is it only just very subjective matter? And if you guys think this game is boring, how would you want to improve it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment below. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please consider giving a like, click that subscribe button if you haven't yet, and check my last Honkai Star Rail video on the screen right now, or click link down in the video description below, and consider joining my Discord server so that you'll be notified when I go live here on my YouTube channel or upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching, guys, but don't forget, don't poo for the meta, poo for the waifu.